Business, the blog and podcast for game changers and innovators in the construction industry.
Hello and welcome to episode 73 of the AEC Business Podcast. I'm Aarni Heiskanen and my guests are Natalia Rincon and Johanna Suorti of Chaos Architects, a smart city AI platform startup. We are going to discuss how cities, citizens and businesses can jointly develop better environments with data. Can you say a few words about your background and how did your company come about?
Well, I studied computer science and now I'm an architect also. I also have a PhD candidate position in Aalto University with the topic specifically of smart cities. So you can say that I have been always involved in the side of technology and urban planning. So yeah, I combine those two quite well. And well, maybe Johanna wants to say something about.
Yes, so I'm the business developer, so obviously I'm from the business side of things, of technology, and also I have a background in marketing especially, so that is my background, and I'm really enthusiastic about sustainability and those kind of solutions to businesses, so that is my background to Chaos.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but how did your company actually start?
Well, it was actually incidental in a way because we were asked to pitch in Tampere in this hackathon. And we went all the way. We started winning that hackathon. Then we went to Ultra Hack and we won that one. And then we went to Slush. We didn't win that one. We won then some other ones. But then we decided that maybe it's good that we form a company with this concept. And here we are. We did that in late 2015. Then in 2016 we formed a cooperative to test that concept. And then in July or the summer of 2017 we became a limited liability company.
All right.
Yeah.
And Johanna, you were not involved from the get-go.
No, so I've been working more for Chaos around 2 months now. So I'm one of the latest additions to the team, which has been growing pretty fast during the couple of months, and I'm really excited also, and I think Natalia is also really excited about getting things going. I think, but yes, I joined later.
Very good. So if we are talking about citizens and involving citizens and customers in the development of their own environment, where they actually are the users of the environment. What are the challenges that are involved in this topic right now?
I think overall when we speak, well, it's a challenge, but then it's also a good thing to be now in the market of smart cities. It's very trendy. So for us, that is a push. But when we actually go and approach our customers, we realize that it's a conservative industry. So it's quite difficult to introduce new forms of urban planning or urban development to an area that has been doing things for decades, maybe centuries. I would say centuries because urban planning, the practice overall, it's very, very old.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so talking of smart cities, and we know that cities are getting smarter and providing lots of data, and still you're saying that it's missing something. Can you explain what you mean?
Yes, so from that side we miss citizen engagement and participation, and also we've studied the market a lot and realized that there is this rising trend of governance, so citizen engagement and participation as interactive process in urban planning and city development and other development projects as well in areas. And so this is what we mean. We're missing a linking piece between the developers of the city and the decision makers and the end users of those cities.
Of course, I think it's important to mention that in studies that are made regarding smart cities around the world, the biggest trend right now is governance. And there's little companies working actually on that. And by really working on that, I mean like innovatively. So this is an added value, or what makes us different from others. We are a volume data company anyhow, and sometimes the concept is a bit misunderstood because we have different parts that fulfill the whole concept. So we're basically building a cloud, a server that is powered by machine learning algorithms and artificial intelligence solutions. In that cloud, we integrate open data. By open data, I mean all these data that cities are making available, and they relate to services or maps or sensors, IoT, etc. Then we include also licensed data, which comes from partnerships that we create with other companies. And these might be property management or transport solutions or other kind of things. And then the missing piece here is the users, the citizens. And for that, we have created an app called Happy City, which is free for everyone to download. And that brings to us urban ideas and demographics. So we take all these data together, and then we mash it up, we analyze it, and we provide dashboards which come already like with data that is processed. And I think what makes us really scalable and to be present in every country and city in the world is that our technology can just, like, you can download it, it's geolocated, and we can also open our data for any kind of company.
Right. So perhaps you could give us an example on how to use your platform.
So you mean the customer dashboard or our Happy City? So we usually work with licenses. So you get a license access, and then you can access the dashboard. And the dashboards include data sets. So what kind of data does your company need? So for example, citizen engagement is one data set that we provide, and it includes the urban ideas and the demographics of the people. So you can see that, and when we choose those data sets as relevant for you, then we provide the data access and then the support and everything related to as any other SaaS business does. And then you have a license access, and it usually lasts for 3 months, and then you can choose is the data relevant for you? Do you want to continue, or do you want to even include more data sets? So in that way, we have a millennial approach when it comes to our licenses.
Yeah. I think we also have to differentiate there that this is how we work with customers.
Yes.
And with Happy City, then we work free for anyone. And then I can bring this side that if I download Happy City in my phone and I'm walking in the city and realize that we need a bike lane, I take a photo and I suggest that we need a bike lane, and I use these city tags or augmented reality that we're working with to propose something within that environment. And then I send the idea. So when I send my idea, I create a hotspot so any other user can see that an idea has been left there. Of course, like our customers, as Johanna was explaining, like are notified about this, and it's instant. It's like a live information that comes and feeds the system.
Okay. Customers are always interested in benefits. What are the benefits of your solution?
I think that in here, as I mentioned, is live data. I've been an urban planner for now some years, and I have been assisting to these normal traditional panels that we have, or when the city sends letters and they ask you to participate in certain development around your neighborhood. And what happens there in those workshops is that you actually go there and put post-its. So you actually never see like that there's a change happening, like where was my idea exactly like given, like in the project, or you also don't feel that you are giving probably a good idea or not. So you also question yourself maybe. And then of course, like when I go to these environments or workshops, I normally see the same architects or urban planners that I work with. So there's a limited segment. So what our solution does here is that it's live. You can follow the process of an idea. It's crowdsourced, so anyone can vote for that and push it forward. And it creates what we actually want to achieve, which is a bottom-up approach. So the power of people and the power of crowdsourcing can actually change a city. So we no longer need just specific solutions that come from top down.
Yeah.
And the process becomes more efficient and also a lot faster, which is from a company perspective and from a city perspective as well, cost efficient and accurate decision-making data that is required to take steps forward.
I think something that you have mentioned before also is that if a mom votes for a playground or if a single person votes for a playground, then you can decide also who's giving and providing ideas.
Yeah, I like that feature a lot because then you can then you can actually match the idea and the need that and also the thing you're providing, whether it's a housing or a playground, let's say, to people who actually live in that area and need that solution. Because usually when you poll people, of course, everybody agrees that a playground is a nice idea. But they necessarily don't have kids and they don't necessarily live in that area. So we make it really coherent, I think.
Very good. So where are you today as pertaining to your customers, partners, and what are your plans?
Well, of course, like expansion for as any other startup and scaling to other cities. We currently are interested in these co-planning or co-creating projects with the city of New York and Helsinki. So they're both forerunners in smart cities and they have the most of the open data available. So this is our next plan, New York and Denmark. It's two cities where we want to be present. And of course, like now our team is growing fast. We hope to have also now incorporating maybe during summer data scientists. So then we also need to homogenize our data so that our machine learning algorithms are processed well enough, because if the data is not cleaned, there might be some mistakes when we run these algorithms. So of course, like increasing the development team in that side is also one of our next steps.
Product quality is always a priority.
Yeah. I just walked through your office. You're now at Maria, which is actually an old hospital converted into a co-working space and startup hub. So do you have enough space here in the future?
Well,
actually we don't. We have been fighting for more space.
But we are actually moving downstairs where we have not a shared space, but our own. So that is the first step. And then, of course, nobody knows when we grow again where we're going to be located.
Yeah, but I'm sure that now our listeners are eager to learn more and perhaps start using your platform. What should they do?
Well, if you want access to the data, you can just contact us and then we give a license, which comes, of course, like with a price, as Johanna said. And by millennial way, we mean that if you want to use it, you use it. If you want to discontinue it, then you discontinue it and then use it again another month. So it's quite easy. It's not, we don't bind anyone here.
Yeah, we're super flexible and we can be contacted anytime. And then we have a chat with you and let's see what your needs are. And then if we can figure out something, a way to help.
And in the other side, like in the side of Happy City, like you can just right away download the app in Google Play Store or Apple's Play Store, and it's free. You can use it. You can start voting for ideas right away, no matter where city you live in. Like you're just gonna start creating hotspots. So we have been receiving some ideas from, was it Turkey, or we noticed already. So it's just like when you detect that you want to change something, it could be a zebra walk, it could be saving a building, an old building that maybe perhaps the city wants to demolish. So you can organize your community and start pressuring like through Happy City, like we want to save these, and commenting in this idea and putting more ideas there, like we want to have also trees around this area and things like this. So wherever there's a need also. We also have a mom in our team, so she started using Happy City because it's difficult to move around the city if you have a stroller. for the baby. So she started to be really frustrated with how the public transport and doors worked.
Yeah. And I'm an active outdoor person. So I feel that's really empowering because I can plug in the trees wherever I want to make it more nice.
Yes.
Very good, very good. So, but of course, people should know about Happy City and how, in terms of marketing. What are you doing now?
Well, it's quite interesting because now we're planning a campaign like for Vappu. So we're going to be actually in one of the famous places here in Helsinki. In
1st of May, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, 1st of May.
Yeah.
And I think that if anyone familiar with the Helsinki scene would know that this park is full of students during that day. Students mostly like having champagne and beer or alcohol. And there's normally no bathrooms around Kaivopuisto.
Not enough, at least.
Enough, maybe. So we are throwing these campaigns where we actually start asking people putting toilets. So we hope like to get some visibility there. And of course, like this is the start of Happy City, like of the campaigning. So
yeah, exactly. And we also have a new addition to the marketing and communications team, and I think they have a lot of plan from Vappu on. I think it's going to be crazy for crazy summer for marketing as well. And also in autumn we're having augmented reality in Happy City, which is a huge thing for us. We're looking forward to have it in 3D, all the trees and all the stuff. So that is also a campaign we're doing at that point to promote.
Okay, well, this was very interesting, and all the best to your work.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.